Hello everyone, my name is Liz and today I have a quick morning core and stretch routine for you to start the day feeling great. So when you're ready, you're going to stand at the back of your mat, feet hip width apart. Take a deep breath in, reach up overhead, look to the sky, and a long breath out to forward fold. Inhale, come up to a flat back position halfway, bracing through the core. Holding here, and then exhale, let everything go, fold back down. Then we'll keep the left hand planted as we straighten through the right leg and reach the right arm up to the sky, finding a gentle spinal twist. Switch sides, same thing here. And then we'll return to our forward fold for just a moment before we inhale back to that flat back, find length once more. And then exhale, let it all go. Let's widen our stance just a touch and clasp opposite elbows so we can ragdoll back and forth, releasing through the shoulders, the head, the neck. Let the core go. Take a few deep breaths. And then we'll plant the palms and slowly walk all the way out to a high plank position. From here, we're going to start some slow, controlled mountain climbers. Bring one knee in at a time to the center of the chest, pulling the belly button in, bracing through your abdominal wall, maintaining this nice, still and strong plank. Keep alternating legs here, moving at a pace that works for you. And then we'll add a little bit of a rotation to our climbers, bringing opposite knee to opposite elbow, getting deeper into the obliques. Exhale every time those knees drive up. And then we'll come down to a bear hold position. Bend the knees, but keep them hovering off the mat. Really firing up through the center here before we send it up and back for a downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here, stretch through the calves and hamstrings if that feels good. Then we'll inhale, lower the knees back to that bear hold, keep them hovering, and then exhale back to down dog. Repeat, inhale, bear hold, and exhale, down dog. We'll continue this flow, moving at your own pace once more, working our core and stretching the entire body at the same time. Keep that going, you've got this. Keep moving with your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll step back out to a high plank position. Hold here for just a moment. And then we'll step the left leg out to the outside of the left hand for a lizard variation, getting a deep stretch in the hips here. Palms are still planted on the mat. And then if it feels good for you, pick up that left hand and reach it back towards your right foot, rotating to look at your palm. Take a couple of deep breaths here, and then we'll bring that left hand back. Return the left foot to your plank, and then bring the right leg up for your lizard variation, again stepping it to the outside of the right hand. Make sure to keep your core braced here. We don't want to totally collapse through our center. And then again, reach that right hand back towards the left foot. Again, only if it feels good for you. If that's too much, just stay in your lizard. All right, let's bring the hand back, step back to that high plank once more, and then we'll chaturanga down into an upward facing dog. If chaturanga is not quite in your arsenal yet, that's okay. Lower to the knees, then lower to the mat, and find a Cobra Pose a little lower to the floor. And then we'll send it back for a quick rest in extended child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, reaching the palms forward. All right, from here, we're gonna make our way all the way down to our back. Then bring the hands behind the head and the elbows wide as you lift the legs to 90 degrees. Then lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders. We'll maintain a crunch while we alternate dropping one leg to the floor, extending the leg as you do so. Exhale on the lower, inhale on the lift. Never resting the leg on the ground, just a gentle tap. Maintaining a braced core. Make sure those hips aren't rocking forward as the legs drop. And then we'll transition into a bicycle crunch, adding a rotation to get deeper into the obliques, bringing opposite elbow to opposite knee. Exhaling every time you twist, inhaling back to center. Beautiful, let that bicycle crunch go. Extend the palms forward, keep the shoulders lifted. And then if you want, you can extend the legs for a bit more of a challenge as we hold this boat pose. If this is way too much for you, you can bring those feet down to the floor and just keep the shoulders lifted. Beautiful, hug the knees, have a rest. And then we'll keep that left knee in and bring it across the body for a twist as we extend the right leg out long. Getting a gentle rotation through the spine here. You might feel this in your top hip if they're extra tight. Then hug both knees into center just for a second before we switch sides, bringing the right leg across the body. And back to center, hug both knees to your chest. And then we'll lift the legs straight up above the hips, arms above the head, as we roll through the spine to reach towards the toes. Exhaling every time you lift and reach, making sure to avoid momentum. Exhale, use those abdominal muscles to lift the shoulders. Again, moving at your own pace here. Don't worry about how many reps you're doing, worry about your form and control. All right, when you're ready, roll up to a seat. We're going to transition into a roll down. Legs and arms are extended out long first. Don't mind me while I position myself to the center of my mat. And then you're going to roll all the way down the spine and return back up to reach for the toes as slow and controlled as possible. Really curl through the spine and let the arms tap the floor above the head as you lower down. Then reverse the motion to dive towards your feet. Again, avoid momentum here. Move at your own pace. Drive all the motion from your core, from your center. This is a great little stretch for the hamstrings as well. Don't worry if you can't quite reach your toes. Finish up one more rep, then return to lie down on your back and lift the legs above the hips once more. We're going to return to our toe touch reach, but alternate it with a double leg drop. So every time you drop the hands above the head after that reach, we're going to drop the legs towards the floor. The double leg drops with the legs above the head might feel a bit more challenging. That's normal. It's due to the lack of stability from keeping the palms on the floor or holding the back of the head. This is good. We're challenging our abs in a very different way here. Keep moving back and forth between those two crunches. Don't forget to breathe. And then hug the knees into the chest. Have a little rest. Well done. yourself a big hug here. Bring your nose to your knees just for a second. And then we'll roll up to a seat once more and find a cross-legged position. From here, drop the right hand to the floor and lift the left arm up and over for a side body stretch. And then swing across and forward over the legs to make your way to this side body stretch on the opposite side, keeping both glutes on the ground. Then we'll return to sit up tall before bringing the left hand to the right knee and looking back over the right shoulder for a seated twist, just for a moment here. Same thing on the other side. And let that go. All right, that is your quick morning core and stretch. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're feeling great. See you next time.